Go.
And on this farm, he had a dog. E-I-E-I-O, with a woof woof here and a woof woof there. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O, and on this farm he had a sheep. E-I-E-I-O, with a Baba here and a Baba there. Here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a Baba. Today has come. It is Bubs' first day of school. I'm not excited for it, but he's got to do it, I guess. First, we gotta get Addie on the bus, though. So Addie's at the bus first, and then I'll take him to school, not we. Oh, wow. No, we're not drinking it. No drinking, no. No drinking. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Good job. You ready? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The baby on the bus says wham, 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 wham. The baby on the bus says wham, 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 all through the town. The mama on the bus says shh, 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 shh. The mama on the bus says shh, 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 all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. The horn on the bus says beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus says beep, 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 all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through town. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down, all through town. The driver on the bus says move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says move on back, all through town. The itsy bitsy spider. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and... What are you doing? Hey! Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Yay! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I am here to do Bubs' 4-year birthday update, autism update, school update, all around update video. Today he is 4 years old. It is his 4th birthday and I cannot believe he's 4 already. I think it's harder for me to believe he's 4 because he's a lot more needy and still needs a lot from me than his sister did when she was 4. But yes, he is 4 today, and well, technically this video will be coming out on his birthday. Technically he's 4 tomorrow. He is at school right now. It is the 13th. His birthday's on the 14th. He's currently at school. They're going to celebrate his birthday today. I made little gift bags for his class, which is interesting because so he only has 6 kids in the class, which is a jump up from the beginning of the year. In September when he started, there was only 2. So there's 6 kids in his class, 2 boys, 4 girls, and because of their delays and their, you know, special needs, it was really interesting to try and figure out what to put in a gift bag. I could have sent in a snack, but Bub doesn't eat snacks. And why would I send in a snack for Bub's birthday if the birthday boy won't even eat the snacks I send in? So I just did a little gift bag with Play-Doh, bubbles, and an applesauce pouch. Bub doesn't eat applesauce, but Addie does, so it won't go to waste here at home. And judging from the Thanksgiving party, the snack that was brought in for that was applesauce pouches, and the kids that were in the class liked it and ate it. So I knew that it would be a good snack for the kids. So they're celebrating his birthday at school today. He's not here for this video. He might be here later if I don't finish the video in time or if I want to do more with him in it. But it's just me right now. So let's get into the video. So he's 4. He weighs about, I believe, like 38 pounds, I think. I'm not sure how tall he is. We just got him his stats measured a few weeks ago, and I forget what they said. He still is in like the 20th percentile for his height. He's still short for his height. He's up more towards the 50th percentile for his weight now, which is good. He's always been below the 50th percentile for weight and height, but he's getting up there now, so that's good. Where do I start? The last time I really did any kind of updates was when I did his autism video, which got so many views. Like, part 2 of his autism video got like 93 views. It's crazy, which is awesome. And so I really haven't done like a major update since then, and I definitely haven't gone into any detail about how he's doing in school either. I did do, you know, a first day of school video, and I think I did say how he did on the first day, but I really haven't done much recording and gone into how he's been doing in school. So we'll start with that. School-wise, he's doing really well. I'm glad we kept him out. We could have sent him in the beginning of the year in January, but I'm glad we waited until September and sent him then. He's definitely more mature than he was in January. He really doesn't care about leaving me. I knew that wasn't going to be the issue for him. He doesn't care. He just kind of does what he does, and if you follow behind him, you do, and if you don't, you don't. So I knew there wasn't going to be a separation issue with him. It was mostly going to be a, I don't want to do this activity, I don't want to do what you're doing issue. And we had his IEP meeting with his teachers and therapists last week, which is individualized education plan, and that's for special needs kids, kids that need any kind of assistance, therapies, things like that. And it's just a laid out plan of, you know, goals and, you know, have they met them and what they're working on and things like that. So it's kind of like a parent-teacher conference with his whole team of therapists at the school. And that went well. Basically how I expected it to go. And that really was the first like summary of how he's been doing. They send home little papers, but it's very basic, like I did not eat snack, I played with this, and I had this therapy today. If there's a major issue, like he's falling asleep in class, which we had a few times of that, then they let me know. But usually it's just like, oh, he had a good day. Oh, he was okay today. He was a little whiny. That's about it, which is fine. So at his IEP meeting, you know, it was discussed he's just having trouble staying on task, and his attention span, which has always been an issue, and I know his attention span is an issue. He has a terrible attention span. So getting him to sit down at circle time and stay sitting, and when they're singing songs, he likes to cover his ears and make noises. So they're trying to keep that at bay because it is distracting, and if he does it as loud as he does it at home, it's got to be super distracting for the other kids. Just getting him to do things he doesn't want to do, sit at the table. It seems like he's the only kid that doesn't eat at snack time, so getting him to sit at the table with the kids while they do eat snacks and give him something else to do, that's an issue, but it's not something that they are concerned about. Like, they kind of have it under control. He's a free spirit kid. He does what he wants to do, and he's really tough to change his mind and redirect him. So they do the best they can. They have their strategies that they've been working on and just finding things that he likes, but the issue is he doesn't like too much. And so getting him to be into something is the problem. Occupational therapy he gets in school. They've been working on cutting with scissors and, you know, line strokes and, you know, letters and writing his name and things like that. Speech, they've been working with his device, which he's been doing great. He's at the point where if you know, give him like 3 options for colors, you know, do you want red, yellow, or blue? He can pick the color he wants, and he picks the correct color. He knows his colors. If you ask him where red is, he'll go on his device and find red, you know, so on and so forth. And I think on the nonverbal communication video I made with his device, I think he was able to do that then as well. But he's been doing it more,
He's identifying more objects with his device, a lot of, vehicles. They're working on clothing and animals, body parts, things like that. Making choices. He still's having a bit of an issue with making choices. If you give him two choices of, do you want this or that, he'll either tell you the first thing but not want it, or he'll tell you both. So that's an issue right now. But again, they're working on it, but the speech therapist is, really impressed with how he works on the device, especially for such a young age. He's the only child in the class, I believe, that has a communication device. I believe he's the only completely nonverbal child in the class. But he does well in school. We've had no issues. We've had some health issues with him. He has like cold-induced asthma. So now during the cold months, we have to watch really hard with his breathing. So he's basically permanently on an inhaler in the winter. I give it to him every day. He hasn't really missed much school since his hospital visit in September, which is good. He only goes 2 days a week, so I really hate if he misses any days. Physical therapy at school, he's actually kind of graduated out of because he's exceeded the goals. And usually they don't completely stop seeing you for physical therapy in the preschool, but he's so far exceeded what he's needed to do that she doesn't find a reason to pull him from the class from things that he needs to be working on to do things he's already pretty well mastered. The only thing he isn't doing is throwing, catching, and kicking a ball, but he doesn't really show interest in that. He doesn't get the point of it, and so that will come to him, and she thinks when he gets to kindergarten and they're doing more of those activities and he sees other people doing them, he might catch on, but that's not a life skill that he needs to know. PT, he's doing great. He's done with that. OT, he's doing pretty well. He has so many sensory issues, it does put a struggle on the class and the teacher and the OT, so they're trying to find ways to battle his sensory issues. The day of his meeting, he had school that day, so instead of picking him up, we just stayed after. And they were doing a handprint. They painted the kid's hand. So it took 3 people to paint and open and press down on the paper Bubs' hand because he was not into it, and he's a strong kid. So he'll continue in that Tuesday, Thursday class until the end of the year, which is in June, and then he'll have summer break. And then when they go back to school in September, he will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mornings. He still goes to therapy Mondays for speech. He's doing pretty well. He has his days. Mondays are hard for him after the weekend. She does a lot of, just letting him lead. What he wants to play with, she'll kind of model on the device. Like, oh, you have a car, car, things like that. And then after that on Mondays, he started doing a play group. I want to say he started that in September-ish. So he started this play group. It's for kids strictly with autism. He's in a group of about 5 kids. Maybe he's the sixth kid. I'm not sure. It's a small group. And they just kind of work on playing group play. They do centers, have snack time. I'm not entirely sure how it's going. We actually, I think, have a meeting for that next month sometime, towards the end of next month. They don't tell you anything when you pick up your kid. I kind of even they give you papers, but it's more of the professionally written documents that they have, and they give you a copy of it. It's their way of writing things. They did this task this many times, blah blah blah. So it's not really like a, hey, he did this today, he didn't do this today. So I'm not sure how well he's doing. And actually going back to the school aspect with working with kids and being around kids, his teacher said he really has no interest, which I am not shocked about. He doesn't care about being around kids. He'll play near them. He doesn't want to play with them. He doesn't want, if they have something he wants, he just kind of takes it. He's not aggressive with kids. He's not mean to kids. He doesn't hit them, hurt them, or anything. He just has no desire. He's indifferent. He doesn't care. If there's a kid around, it's fine, but he doesn't care. He doesn't want to play with them. So I'm curious to see if that's the same vibe that he's giving at this playgroup because they don't really say. And the only thing they've really ever told me is that he's fallen asleep during snack time because he doesn't eat snack, and that he was trying to steal the employee's pizza the one day. So there's that. And the papers all say, you know, tries to escape when asked to clean. Doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do this. He's doing better than he did when he started, but he still doesn't want to do a lot of the things. He goes there for 2 hours. He goes from about 11:45 to 1:45, 2 o'clock. At first he had a lot of anxiety. He was okay like the first 2 times, but then he got a lot of anxiety. There's something about the hallway that you walk down to go to the rooms. I don't know what it is. He makes this weird face, and he like has these weird eyes and turns his head funny. It's a very weird thing. At the first time he started really doing it, he sat in the lobby for about 20 minutes. I dropped him off at 11:45. I didn't leave there till 12:05 because he wouldn't go back. And I wasn't leaving him with the staff in the lobby just to get them to do it. I was waiting to see if he would go, because I was ready to take him home. It makes no difference to me if he goes there or not. It's more for him, I guess, than anybody, but he really doesn't care either. Eventually he went back. He didn't cry or anything. He just was very stiff and wouldn't, I don't know. It was very weird. He's gotten better. He doesn't cry when I drop him off. He's okay. As long as we walk real fast down the hall when we first get there, he seems to be okay. But again, I'm not really sure how that goes because they really don't tell us much when I drop him off or pick him up. So that's Mondays. Tuesdays he has school, and that's it right now. Wednesdays he goes to the Children's Institute for feeding therapy, Wednesdays and Fridays. And I'll get into that in a second because there's probably the most to talk about with that. And then Thursdays he has school, and then he has speech therapy directly after. And he's doing well in that speech therapy as well. Going back to the Children's Institute. So we were going there for feeding. He wasn't really making a lot of progress. I was getting a little concerned in the sense, are we wasting our time? Is this really gonna progress? Is there anything that's gonna happen? Is he gonna do anything? And a lot of what they were doing was a lot of playing and not so much sensory, which is his biggest issue for feeding, is visual and sensory. So for a while I was not sure what was going on and what direction we were taking with that. And I would say in the past few months, his level of accomplishment in the Children's Institute program has gotten so much greater. They were very impressed and happy with his progress. So right now they're working on a lot of oral motor, and they use things like, this isn't the actual one, but they use brushes like this, but like Nook brushes with like little beads on them. And they do a lot of in the mouth, turning it, kind of brushing on his teeth, brushing on his gums, his cheeks, things like that to kind of open up his senses of his mouth, because he doesn't chew his food still. So he really doesn't have any feelings on the teeth. He doesn't understand what it feels like, so they kind of press down on his teeth and get him to open his mouth. They've been working on some messy play with, chocolate milk, because chocolate milk is one of his drinks that he drinks. Hates doing it at the Children's Institute. Sometimes gags about it, but he's gotten better. They'll, dip the brush in the chocolate milk and kind of touch his hand a few times, and then they'll wipe it off and then dip his brush in the chocolate milk and touch his cheek a few times and wipe it off, and then his chin and then his nose, and then they get his lips, and they try to get in his mouth, but that's where he draws the line. He barely lets them do his lips, but it's very, very slow paced. Going back 6 months ago, he would have never done it. And then yesterday we started, because he has eaten mac and cheese a lot in the past, recently not so much, but elbow noodles are familiar to him. They started yesterday with some dry bins of dried uncooked noodles to dig through and get puzzle pieces, and then she had just a handful of cooked noodles that she kind of put some things on for him to grab and kind of feel the cooked noodle. He wasn't into that. He did a lot of 2-finger. He did a lot of trying to get them to get it for him, but he was okay about it. A few more times and he might be a little bit better. but they're definitely working on presenting him with things he's familiar with. They've been working on powder lemonade mix, because lemonade is a drink that he likes to drink when we're out places. So they've been using powder lemonade mix and using, you know, just mixing that in and doing his touches with that and the stickiness and sensory things like that, just to bring out more from him. And it's been working because of the inside the mouth nook brush touches that he's been doing. He's now letting me brush his teeth for the first time ever. We started that about a week ago, and a week or two ago, and he's consistently let me brush his teeth every day. Some days are better than others. Some days he lets me for about 2 seconds. Other days, what I do is I sit him on the toilet in the bathroom and we sing the ABC song, and once the ABC song is done, he's done. But he went to the dentist, and because his teeth are so bad, and because he's so oral sensory issue, because there's so many issues with him letting them in his mouth and sitting still, they unfortunately have to put him under anesthesia and knock him out to do a dental exam and a full cleaning. So that's going to be done in March. So I don't like the fact he's being put under, but his teeth really need clean. He has a lot of buildup, and it's definitely going to look better. But hopefully once that good, nice cleaning is done, he'll let me continue to brush his teeth so the buildup won't come back, I'm hoping. But he's doing better. He's letting me brush his teeth every night. Sometimes we can get it done twice a day. Baby steps. If I can get it done once a day, it's better than it was. Because to be honest, I barely was able to brush his teeth at all. He almost never let me brush his teeth. But it is what it is. And his binky, he's not weaning off the binky completely. I mean, yes, he's 4, but this is a very different 4-year-old than a typical 4-year-old. He still has a binky. He's been going through this phase, though, where he is sensory seeking in his mouth so much that he's chewing on and twisting his binky and completely cutting it to the point where he almost cuts the nipple off completely. But he catches it beforehand, like when he sucks on it, he knows it's like a dead binky and he throws it away. But we were going through like 1 to 2 binkies a day. So starting, I think, Monday or Tuesday, I've been taking his binky from him in the morning and trying to get him to go the whole day without it until bedtime, because he still needs it when he's tired. He's not completely off his binky yet. I'm not in a hurry. I don't care that he's 4 and has a binky. It's still for self-soothing. He still needs it, but I don't care. I don't care if he's 4 and has a binky. I don't care if he's 6 and has a binky. If he still uses it at night, that's fine. He still sleeps in his crib. I don't have any intentions currently on taking him out of it. His crib changes to a toddler bed, so the mattress in his bed is the same mattress he would have if he had a toddler bed, and he fits in it perfectly. So if he fits in his bed perfectly, why would I change it? He knows how to climb in and he knows how to climb out. However, he only climbs in and out when he's being goofy, when he's in a silly mood, when he's acting up, when he's riled up, he'll climb in and out of his bed. When he gets up in the middle of the night, he sits there and waits for me to tend to him. When he gets up in the morning, he just sits there or lays there until somebody gets him out. He does not climb out of, his bed is right next to mine, like he can probably touch me from where he is. If he started climbing out of his bed and landing on me, then I would change his bed. But currently it's not an issue. He knows how to climb in, he knows how to climb out, but he doesn't unless he's acting goofy and silly, and at that point I don't let him really play in the room. So the crib is staying until he absolutely doesn't need it or can't fit into it, because I think the walls of the crib are a nice, space for him. So again, my 4-year-old sleeps in a crib and I don't care. As far as speaking, he's still nonverbal, but he is making more sounds. He's doing more noises. I still don't know if he ever will talk, because there's a lot of noises that he makes for one sound that is the same for other sounds that he cannot understand the correlation. He'll say mama, mama, ma. I don't know if he means mama. Sometimes I think he does. Other times I think he's just saying mama, mama, mama. But then more, he can't do m for more. Or when we go through the alphabet, he can't do m for m, or m for m, or even ma for more. So he's still not having the understanding of it's the same sound and letters. He did start signing the word more, which is great. He's been signing all done, but he's signing it more often. He's also saying duh for done. What other sounds is he making? He does a lot of babbling, but as far as sounds that are relevant to what he's trying to say, he doesn't like tags in his shirt. He'll find the tag in his shirt. He could have worn the shirt last year, every day last year, but this year he's more sensitive all of a sudden to tags. So he'll find a tag and he'll go t for tag. He makes a lot of sounds and I don't know what they mean, but he does them very frequently. So he is making progress on sounds. Apple is a word that he can say. He'll go bo. So, and he just, I don't know where, he just randomly started doing it. And ta-da, he'll do ta. And he can do head, shoulders, knees, and toes, which was random. He randomly started doing it one day. But he likes doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. He can do the wheels on the bus, which he's been able to do for quite a while, but he stopped completely doing any of the motions, and now he does all of them. There were some that he couldn't do at all, and now he does all of them. So he does the wheels on the bus, and he'll actually try to help sing the song. Like when you say all through the town, he'll go ah, and then for town he'll go t. So he'll try to help you sing the song. He's really into Old MacDonald right now. He loves the song Old MacDonald, and he can do, you know, sheep. He'll go shh, and then he'll do the ba 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 ba, and then, you know, Old MacDonald he'll go oh, and then he'll say the E-I-E-I-O. So he's definitely made a lot of progress in, you know, communicating and just saying things. But as far as talking and responding, and he still isn't really answering to his name. He still isn't really, he can follow, you know, pretty well a lot of one-step directions. He's still struggling. He's nowhere near where he needs to be for 4. But that's okay. You know, I'm not concerned at all. And once it comes time to do kindergarten, we'll see where we're at. If we have to hold him back a year, he's already a late birthday, so he'll already be almost 6 when he goes to kindergarten. And if we hold him back, he'll be almost 7. But if that's what he needs to do, then that's what he needs to do, to be up to where his peers are, unless he has an aide. And that's something that we'll cross, you know, when we get there. We still have 2 years till that happens. So that's, you know, I'm not going to worry about that right now. But as far as how he's doing, he's great. He still drinks his Pediasure in the morning, but we've actually gotten really on a good stride with food lately. There was probably, I would say from August to about 3 weeks ago, all he has eaten is pizza, with the occasional macaroni and cheese thrown in there from Noodles and Company. All he has eaten is pizza from August, September, October, and most of November. All he ate was pizza. I would get, excuse me, I would get a, you know, 8-cut pizza. He'd eat 2 to 4 slices a day, and he'd have, you know, pizza for 2 to 3 days. And some days he would only eat 1 slice a day. So it's like he wanted pizza, but he was getting sick of it because he was eating it every single day. So always had to have pizza in the house. Sometimes he'd eat frozen pizza. I'd have, you know, I was getting pizza all the time. The pizza people probably were like, how many times a week can you eat pizza? Because I was ordering, you know, an 8 or 12 cut pizza every few days. So I would have to explain to them, well, that's all my child's eating right now. So, and it made it hard because when he was in the hospital, In September, all he he didn't eat anything but pizza, and that pizza was disgusting. I tried it and it was gross. So I didn't blame him for not wanting to eat it. Luckily, we were only there for 1 day, so he wasn't going to starve to death for not eating. He had his Pediasure. And then on Black Friday, I had Taco Bell for lunch. You know, got a cheese roll-up just in case, just to try. Sure enough, what does he do? Eats the whole thing and wants more. What did I have to do? Go back out to Taco Bell later in that day, get more cheese roll-ups because he was asking for more. Out of nowhere. He hadn't had a cheese roll-up since probably July, maybe the beginning of August, but I think it was closer in July that was the last time he would eat cheese roll-ups. And then all of a sudden, he ate it and wanted it. Craziest thing. So then he was on a cheese roll-up kick for, the few days he was on a cheese roll-up kick for the next few days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think he ate cheese roll-ups every night. And then he randomly asked for a grilled cheese sandwich. And I'm like, you're not going to eat it. Like, he used his device and said grilled cheese. And he sometimes uses his device and asks for food that I know that he's not going to eat. I'm like, you're not going to eat that. He asked for it again. I was like, I don't know if you really want it. He asked for it a third time. And then he kept pulling my hand to get up. I'm like, all right, you want grilled cheese? I'll get you a grilled cheese. Made it. Sure enough, ate that too. And grilled cheese, I don't know the last time he ate a grilled cheese sandwich. Random. Asked for grilled cheese and ate it. So that was 2 foods in 1 week. Different than what he had eaten for 4 months straight. It was just crazy. And then we were out one day shopping 2 weeks ago, and we were at Popeyes, and I got mac and cheese thinking he'd eat it. Didn't want anything to do with it. He got real close, had his mouth open, and then changed his mind. Maybe it smelled funny, I don't know. And then he kept pushing my hand towards my food, and I thought he wanted to drink. Nope, didn't want to drink. He wanted some of my chicken. I'm like, dude, there's no way. He has not eaten meat, any kind of meat product, in at least 2 years. At least. I'm like, there's no way you want my chicken. So he kept insisting. So I had this cornflake type crumb breading. So I tried to, get off as much as I could because he doesn't chew his food. So it had to be a small piece and couldn't have anything crunchy on it. Gave it to him. Too crunchy. He ended up spitting it out. Well, my mom had bone-in chicken, so it was a little bit easier to pull apart pieces and stuff. And he ended up eating 4 or 5 bites of pulled apart chicken out of nowhere. Was fine. Had nothing to do with the taste. He just is so visual. He does not want to eat those kinds of foods on a regular basis. And all of a sudden, randomly, he took it. First time in over 2 years. This child hasn't eaten a meat product probably since he was 18 months old. Not one single meat product. Maybe, if there was pepperoni mixed into his pizzas, but besides that, no legitimate meat product. So that was a one-time thing. We haven't really had chicken since to try. It has to be on his terms. He ate 4 bites and wanted nothing else to do with it, didn't want any more. It was funny because the drink, I got him orange high C, which is something he does like on occasion when we're out on his terms. Didn't want anything to do with that drink until he was thirsty from eating the chicken, tasted what he had to drink, and then sucked that down. And then, a few days later, we had cinnamon buns Preston waffle maker. And he must have saw his sister eating hers. He went to his device and asked for pancakes. I said, this isn't pancakes, but sure, we'll try. Had no intentions of him. This is something he's never eaten before. He's never eaten a cinnamon roll ever in his life. I was like, he's not going to eat this. I put butter on it. I put regular syrup on it, sat down, and he ate it. And it was kind of crispy, so I had to get the smallest little pieces so he didn't choke. And he ate it. He ate probably at least one cinnamon bun size. And then he was done, which was fine. And then every day since then, he's asked for pancakes again. And so he's back on pancakes. And it's just the most random upswing we're on right now with food, which is awesome. I hope it continues. Yesterday he had pancakes and cheese rolls, so it's nice because he's not eating one food every single day. He's barely touched pizza. He's asked for pizza here and there, and we do have it sometimes, but I haven't ordered a pizza for him in weeks, probably since Thanksgiving time. I think the last pizza I ordered for him was the day before Thanksgiving. I stopped and got him a Pizza Hut pizza because on Thanksgiving, you know, all those places are closed. I want him to have food. And yeah, so I think the last pizza I ordered for him was on the day before Thanksgiving. And he really hasn't been into pizza. He's eaten it. We've had it, you know, once or twice, you know, as a family. But he's not into pizza. He probably got sick of it. He ate pizza for every single meal for like 4 months straight. And there was no eating anything else. There was no trying anything else. So we're doing good with that. I'm hoping, you know, we can try new foods, or I'm hoping his variety sticks and he's, you know, changing it up. It's still all basically cheese products. There is really no health value to it, but I don't really care. You know, some of these people I see on social media, like, obsessing with their kids eat. And I mean, maybe they need it. Maybe their kids, you know, need those kinds of, you know, diets. But I just want my kid to eat food. I don't care what he eats. I just want him to eat food. And if he wants to eat pancakes and cheese rolls from Taco Bell and grilled cheese and pizza all day, every day, then that's what he can eat. That's what he wants. He does confuse himself, though, I think, because he'll ask for, you know, something, and then I'll give it to him, and then he doesn't want that, or he'll eat that whole meal, but then he'll ask for something else. So he'll eat, you know, 3 cheese rolls and ask for pancakes. I'm like, no, you just ate 3 cheese rolls. I know you're not hungry. Or yesterday, he asked for cheese roll-ups. I, you know, got him, sat down. He started eating them. He got up, asked for pizza. I said, we don't have pizza. And he, like, dropped to the floor in a dramatic fashion, whined, got up, sat back on the couch, and started eating his cheese rolls again. So he's goofy. It's so weird to think that he's 4 because he isn't potty trained. He's still in diapers. And I don't know when he's going to be out of diapers, if he's ever going to be out of diapers. He can tell me when he needs his diaper changed. He can go on his device and say change diaper, but he can't tell me ahead of time when he needs to use the bathroom. He's not really comfortable sitting on the toilet. It would be too hard to try and potty train him if he can't communicate when he has to go. If he needs to be in diapers for another 3 years until he can communicate to me he needs to use the bathroom, then I guess he's going to be in diapers for 3 more years. You know, if he needs to sleep in a crib for another 2 years until he's comfortable being in a regular bed, then I guess that's what's going to have to happen. I mean, age-wise, he's 4, but developmentally, he's still, you know, in his 2s. So, and I mean, communication and verbally wise, he is nowhere near his peers. You know, I have friends who have kids who are, you know, the same age, around the same age, like 6 months younger, and they're far beyond him what he's doing. So there are priorities for him that are different than what a normal 4-year-old's priorities are. All in all, he's doing well. And so yeah, 4 years old. I can't believe it. If anybody has any questions or anything, you can just leave them in the comments. And I guess I'll see you in our next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for our next video. Bye. Hey guys, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'd bring Bubba on at the end. Picked him up from school, went to speech therapy, now we're home. He's eating some cheese roll-ups. Bub, you could have your own birthday mukbang. Sit here, talk to the camera, and eat food.
Yellow.
No, he's actually in a very crappy mood right now. Very whiny. He stole his binky off of the dresser where I was like hiding it. Not hiding.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where I was keeping it. It's one of those days. So, well, my battery's flashing and it's gonna die. So again, thanks for watching. Happy birthday, Bub. And we'll see you in the next video. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.